In the last episode, the little alien, E.T., told Captain Elliot that to uncover the truth behind the time mist, they must find the star Mythara and seek clues there. However, the Valiant had no idea where Mythara was located. Captain Elliot asked Naomi to search the database for information about Mythara. Naomi found only one clue related to Mythara, an ancient map of Earth with a mark on it, pointing to the legendary kingdom of Atlantis. Carl sighed, saying that Atlantis was just a myth. Even if it wasn't, it had sunk to the ocean floor and was impossible to find. Leah mentioned hearing a tale about a pirate captain named Jack who had once discovered Atlantis, but that was hundreds of years ago, and no one knew where it was now. Just then, Naomi said, "Let's ask Captain Jack directly." She pulled up a message, stating that someone claiming to be Jack Sparrow had recently been spotted on Earth. She also noted that there had been energy waves from the time mist in that area, suggesting that the real Captain Jack had somehow crossed over to the modern world. Captain Elliot decided to lead the Valiant on an exploration. The Valiant flew over the Caribbean Sea for several rounds, but they couldn't find any trace of Captain Jack. "It seems our Jack doesn't like to be in the spotlight," Elliot remarked. "We need to find a way to make him show up." On the surface of the Caribbean, a luxurious cruise ship sailed boldly. Naomi and Leah, wearing sexy bikinis, pretended to be tourists sunbathing on the deck. At that moment, a small boat flying a pirate flag approached, intending to rob them. This was Carl and Ian pretending to be pirates. Just then, the real Captain Jack appeared, saying as a warrior sailing on the sea, "You can never bully a woman." Elliot stepped forward to explain everything to him. Jack realized he had been sailing the seas when suddenly a mist appeared. When it cleared, he found himself in this strange new place, with people dressed oddly and sailing unusual ships. It turned out he had traveled through time to the modern day. Captain Jack agreed to help the Valiant because he also wanted to return to his own time. He said that to find Atlantis, they first needed to locate the Nordic sea monster, the Kraken, for it held a compass that could guide them to Atlantis. The Valiant, along with Captain Jack, set sail towards the north. Upon reaching the Baltic Sea, the Valiant switched to deep sea mode and descended into the ocean. Captain Jack explained that the Kraken sometimes made a sound like a bloop, which was produced when it collided with underwater icebergs. Naomi noted that modern humans had also heard this sound but didn't know what caused it. It was the Kraken. Suddenly, they heard the bloop sound. Following the sound, the Valiant continued to dive deeper and finally spotted the Kraken. It was a giant octopus, and sure enough, a compass was hanging from the base of its tentacle. The Valiant initially planned to use a laser attack, but Captain Jack stopped them. He believed that since the Kraken had survived for thousands of years, it must have its mission and should not be easily destroyed. At that moment, Ian thought of a good idea. He mixed a highly concentrated sleeping agent that, when injected into the Kraken, would make it lose consciousness within an hour and sleep for at least a year. Elliot agreed to this plan. After injecting the sleeping agent into the Kraken, the compass was pinned beneath its tentacle. The Valiant extended its mechanical arm and finally managed to retrieve the compass. As the Valiant surfaced, Captain Jack stood on the deck with the compass in hand. The compass pointed toward the Mariana Trench, the entrance to Atlantis.